Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be tackling about the audiovisual media. But before that, let me introduce what is audiovisual media. Audiovisual materials are the most complete resources for teachers due to their availability and versatility. They also enhance the learning experience of students and teachers alike. Audiovisual materials are very important not only for teachers but also for the students so that the learning could be presentable and precise. So now let's talk about the definition of concept of audiovisual media. Audio material is a tool to convey information through sound. Audio material helps teacher to enhance ability to present the lesson in simple, effective, and easy to understand for the students. Visual material is a tool to convey information through sight. Visual material helps students better engage with the materials. It increases retention by 29 to 42%, develop higher order thinking skills. It enhances the tactile hand-eye-mind connection that improves the ability to recall facts and retain learning. Audiovisual material is a combination of both sight and sound to convey information. Audiovisual materials helps teachers to make learning more permanent since students use more than one sense. The visual instruction makes abstract ideas more concrete to the learners. Audio refers to sounds reproduced by a computer or any other devices able to play it. Sound in a classroom improves students' attention and thus their interaction increases. In other words, students learn and retain more through increased hearing ability. Video is an electronic medium for recording, copying, and broadcasting of moving visual images. Videos increases student engagement, which in turn help boost achievement. They enable teachers to create a flipped classroom or blended learning environment. Here are the functions of audiovisual materials. First, teaching music, literature, science, and documentation activities. The second one is teaching language and other content areas. The third one, to foster oral communication. Fourth one, to motivate interpretation. And the last one is to make use of sketches and broadcasts. The functions of audiovisual materials helps teacher in a way it enhances the classroom environment, make learning processes more enjoyable and fun, knowledge in different areas such as language are broadened, and create relationship both students and teachers. There are three types of audiovisual materials. First is the audio, second is the visual media, third is audiovisual. There are two types of audio, the recordings and the radio broadcasts. Recordings. This may come in cassettes or CDs. Recordings is very helpful to students and teachers because it enhances or boosts their learning ability through hearing. While radio broadcast is a transmission of radio programs can be live or tape. Radio broadcasts take a big part in school for its effectual system for delivery of education to larger numbers of people. Two types of visual media, the bulletin boards and the posters. Bulletin boards is a form to display information on a board. Bulletin boards are an important component of classrooms. They provide a way to introduce new material or display students' work. While poster is a form of displaying information using text and pictures. Poster can be used for many purposes. For an example, Posters are often created by students to visually display a significant course subject, developing research or a particular perspective for class to consider. Two types of audiovisual media: the motion picture videos and the films. Motion pictures videos is a videos of sounds mixed with motion images. Motion pictures videos helps teaching the topics presented to students more enjoyable and relatable. Films is a large sequences of animated scenes and sounds. Films or movies are great resources for visual learners because they enable them to understand concepts without the barriers that hinder learning. The guidelines for audiovisual materials in learning and teaching. Images should be as small as possible. In this case, images is used only as a decoy or references so that the teachers emphasizes or give meaning about the photo being illustrated. Always provide alternative content. In this case, teachers should be more proactive in giving its topic. For an example, if the given visual was not functioning, then the teacher should find alternatives by speaking about the topics and call on students if they have prior knowledge about it. Check copyright. It is very important to know if the images or music taken has a copyright, for it gives you the exclusive right to reproduce or copy the work. It is also important to give credit to the owner of the work. Use MP4 format a size of 640 by 400 and a speed of 500 kbps. A teacher should follow the format to have a clearer version or good quality video, pictures, or music. Provide transcript for audio and video files. It is important to give a transcription for audio and video files so that the audience would know what you are talking about if he or she is having a hard time understanding the audio. Save audio files in mono format. Mono format is a single channel audio wherein the left side earphone sound is the same as the right side earphone sounds. So basically, mono format gives you an exact audio detail about the topic or videos you have listening. Uses of audiovisual materials. First is to stimulate interest and emphasize. The right picture illustrates that a teacher gives activity to its students, and by that the students show interest by participating through the activity. Second is promote efficiency. The second pictures illustrate that a teacher gives activity to its students by letting them draw, and by that the students' knowledge in drawing increases because of the effective way of teaching. The last one is clarify subject matter topics. It is very important if the teacher asks the students if he or she understand the given topic, so that there will be no left behind, and by that, all students understood the topic being tackled. Advantages of using audiovisual materials in teaching. First is provides diverse teaching techniques for learning. Diverse teaching techniques help students to improve their performance and be globally stable by letting them interact with other people who have different races, cultures, and social status. The second one is simplify and clarify complex topics. It is very important to simplify and clarify topics because some students are not a fast learner. That is why using audiovisual materials help them to understand more. Third is allow students to learn at their pace. Audiovisual helps students to understand more by measuring their capabilities and gaining knowledge through possibilities. The fourth one is can be reused. Audiovisual materials such as videos, PowerPoint, and etc. can be reused and it can be used by another generation students. The last one is reduce the quantity of asked questions. Audiovisual material create opportunities to students. They gain knowledge by visualizing and hearing, and by that, they clearly understand the topics because of the effective way of teaching. The disadvantages of using audiovisual materials in teaching. First is requires correct use. Since teachers will be using audiovisual materials, then it's very important if he or she must know or be digital literate so that the students can learn in an effective way. Second one is not all concepts can be taught. So for an example of it is mathematical equation or science formula. Mathematical equation and science formula needs collaboration and a clear solution so that the students could understand and comprehend what the teacher or the speaker is trying to portray. Third one is should be include only images and feed for boards. Fourth one is might not guarantee learning. Audiovisual material might not guarantee learning in a way students are not trying to comprehend what the material given. And due to that, the students might find a hard time understanding again the whole topics. The fifth one is good pronunciation is needed. It is very important for a teacher to have a good pronunciation so that the students could understand clearly what he or she is trying to portray. The next one is difficult to understand for children. It is very difficult for children to understand if the teacher only focuses on audiovisual. For audiovisual still needed elaboration and some students are not as fast learner like the others. And the last one is good internet speed and proper equipment is required. It is very necessary to have a proper equipment and a good internet speed when teaching, for it may hinder or interrupt your class session if you don't have both necessities. Ways to use audio to support learning. First is the unit podcast examples. It gives weekly updates of teaching material and current situations. Second is live online discussion. It is between two or more people. Podcasts offer the opportunity for lecturers to easily broadcast engaging audio content, which students can then listen to it anytime and wherever they are. Live online discussion example is the new educational system right now, wherein students and teachers are having an online discussion through Zoom or Google Meet. The third one is interviews with subject matter experts. This can be used as core or support for lessons. Fourth is student-generated recordings. It is used as part of a learning activity or to record evidence. The example of interviews with subject matter expert and student-generated recording is when you're having a hard time understanding the topic, so you approach your teacher and ask if you could record her explanation to have alternatives. Fifth is recording of public lectures. Those can be repurposed and used for different contexts and subjects. Sixth is to demonstrate experiments example. Sodium solution plus the periodic table. Example of recordings of public lectures, wherein teacher uses recordings so that students can still have a guidelines or resources about the topic being presented. In demonstrating experiments, students could use the video as a reference or guideline on how to use the experiments or make the experiment.
7th one is to exemplify abstract concepts. What's inside a flame? To illustrate 3D models.
In exemplifying abstract concept, the students could use the video in getting example such as what's inside a flame.
The 8th one is to demonstrate time passage examples. Awesome HD Slinky Slow-Mo. The 9th one is to demonstrate decision-making processes, examples, conflicts in the workplace, sources and solutions.
Awesome HD Slinky Slow-Mo could be used as a demonstration of time passage. Example of decision making is when you are having a hard time choosing what kind of truck will you be getting.
The 10th one is to summarize. The 11th one is to illustrate performances and music. The last one is to show practical activities, example, melting metal.
Audio and video increases the students' engagement, mostly in activities such as singing, dancing through video, creating a script for a movie, and etc.
The 3 steps in producing audiovisuals. The first one is planning, the most critical aspect of producing. It requires a purpose why, brainstorming how, and preparation.
In producing audiovisual materials, one must have a plan or any ideas or vision on what the outcome would be.
The second one is production. The shooting or recording stage is what most people consider the production phase of an audio or video project.
In production, one must have all equipment set so that there will be no interruption or any hinder when having a shooting.
The third one is publishing. The publishing phase is the final part of producing audio or video for educational purposes and is often referred to as post-production. Requires editing.
Publishing. This is where all videos and music are already edited and set, and the last thing to be done is to publish.
Programs to create, edit, and publish videos. There are 3 types in programs to create, edit, and publish videos. First is to create, second is to edit, third is to publish.
First is to create. In creating a video, one must have a concept or ideas on what the outcome of the video is. After coming up a concept, then you have to prepare for sounds, clothings, and etc. And the last thing to do is to shoot in order to create a video. The second one is to edit. After making the video, this is where the unnecessary scenes will be cutted and sounds added to have a flowing and awesome creation. And the last one is to publish. After editing and cutting the unnecessary scene and you think that it is final, then you can now publish it through YouTube, Vimeo, or Facebook. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Goodbye.